Welcome back to Geek Show Arcade. Oh,
Hey.
yeah.
Well, we like to arcade about geeks.
We arcade all the arcades, video games and video game related things. That's what we talk about here. Let's introduce our panelists and get this party started. He is not hosting this episode. He is compensating for something. For everything.
I think that's a good thing. I think you just reset our tagline, and that's how you introduce us. He's compensating for everything.
He's Jaren.
Hi, I'm Jaren. Short man syndrome, Napoleon complex. Yeah, that's right. You can find me on Blue Sky at Geronius. And that's me. Or you can find me on Geekshow Help Desk too.
Nice. He is the wiener of Segs. He's Lando.
The Sultan of Sags, thank you very much.
Oh, no,
it's Lambo. I'm just going to embrace it. Maybe people stop calling it to me.
There you go.
And we got the tut-tut. It looks like earthquake weather.
Little Eeyore quote there. Yep, catch me here, catch me at Geek Show Help Desk, and lurking sometimes on Blue Sky and Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter. And Tony, didn't you say, our host Tony, that you lurk there?
Oh, I still lurk on Twitter. You betcha.
He's our host.
But I only post on Blue Sky pretty much. Once in a while, I'll reply to things on Twitter, but if I have a creative thought, so once a month, I put it on Blue Sky.
So if people poke the bear,
the
you'll
bear
growl.
will awaken.
Yes,
That's right.
I see.
Yep. All right. Let's talk about emails. Do we have any emails?
Yeah, we do.
Ooh.
All right. This is a pretty good email, actually. He says, "Hey, Geek Show Arcade. Thank you for the great episode. I've been listening since the beginning, and I've got a special love for the chaos of Lando."
Oh, look at that.
Thank you.
You lit up his face, Steven.
I'm so happy right now.
You all have been crucial in upgrading my PC for gaming and voice work.
Not me.
Yeah.
I've got a bit of insight on the voice acting from Veilguard. A lot of the voice production was finished around the Screen Actors Guild strike. A lot of the voice actors that were cast during that time weren't exactly the cream of the crop. So you'll be noticing a bit of voice acting downgrade from some of the games coming up over the next year. As for the reason of the email, I've been working on a new game and gotten into a conversation with one of the audio engineers about favorite voice acting moments. Have there been any gaming voice acting moments that you love? Keep being awesome. Stephen W.
I know mine. I know mine right out of the gate.
What you got, Owen?
Mine's the Halo scene when Halo 2, Master Chief is flying down, and Cortana's scene right there where she's like, they let me pick you, right?
Oh,
Like that whole scene.
That's a good one.
Chills, man.
Yeah, that whole scene. That's my favorite voice acting moment.
Isn't that right before that? He jumps out of the ship and he says, "Where's he going?"
For a
to
brick?
give them their bomb back.
Yeah, I mean, just go watch that cutscene to some of the new music, and you're just like,
So good.
he's like, permission to lead the ship. He's like,
Where are
I'm
you
going to
going?
give their bomb back.
Yeah.
Then the whole, for a brick, he flew pretty good.
Sergeant
whole
Johnson, man.
Yeah. So, but that scene where he's re-entering the Earth and he's all gelled up and his suit's frozen and Cortana's saying, they let me pick you. Anyway, iconic. It's a good scene.
For sure. What do you got, Jaren? Lando?
I was thinking about some of the voice acting. I think I think back. Screw you, Jaren. No one cares. I think back to the old StarCraft days. The voice acting in that game was pretty good.
Yep.
Moment, just in general.
Colossus Online.
My answer is going to surprise no one.
Oh,
Uncharted, Nathan Drake.
Yeah, exactly.
lame.
It is fantastic, though. To his
It
credit.
is fantastic.
It's absolutely phenomenal. Nolan North, man. He gets it done.
He's so iconic in that role, and anyone that tries to do it that isn't, I suddenly can't remember his name.
Nolan North.
No, live action. Nathan Drake. What's his name?
Nathan Fillion?
Yes.
From the short they made? Oh,
Yes.
Man. He was awesome.
Anyone that isn't Nolan North or Nathan Fillion. And anyway, yeah, fantastic.
I wish
voice acting.
Nathan Fillion would have been the one.
I know. You could just watch the YouTube short and dream.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of, because I There's a lot of really, really good performances out there, and I'm trying to remember probably whoever it was that played Navi in Ocarina of Time. Hey, listen, just iconic. That's a joke, by the way.
It's like Alan Tudyk playing the chicken in Moana.
In Moana, yeah. No,
good.
man, I might just because of how powerful the scene that Owen brought up. That one is just so good. But
Is it the writing or is it the voice acting?
Both. It's both.
Yeah.
And I mean, Uncharted falls into the same category. The writing is phenomenal. The dialogue is phenomenal, and the line delivery is just top notch. But also along that same lines, the performances of the Last of Us characters just top tier. I mean, there's and you got to throw a lot of the Baldur's Gate 3 stuff. There's some excellent voice acting in Baldur's Gate 3.
How many gigs? Did they say something like 300 gigs of voice for all the different scenarios or
I
something?
don't know about that because the game itself is only like 120 gigs.
Oh, okay.
But
70 something. Anyway, it said a lot.
It's a lot. There is a massive amount of dialogue in Baldur's Gate 3. But yeah, there's just too many. We are spoiled for choice when it comes to good voice acting, and that's the problem. Is there's so much good stuff out there that when something comes through that you're expecting a very high quality job done and it's not, it sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever I play a Sonic game, I'm like, ugh.
Oh my gosh, the Sonic Adventure game. Whoa, woof.
They haven't improved since then either. The voice acting.
Terrible.
It's
Just so
really
bad.
bad.
It's like
All right.
It's like playing the Mega Man games, and you're just like, okay, yep.
Those are words, and they said them. All right.
They said those words.
Well, thanks for writing in. Any other emails?
No.
All right. Oh, let's get into it then. Okay. This was news just today. Intel is finally launching some new GPUs. Hopefully they're not the last ones.
They very well may be. I hope
know.
not. I love to see more competition in the GPU market. So these are very mid-range, kind of low-range cards. However, what Intel doesn't have in power, they're making up in price.
Yep.
These are extremely cheap for what you get. Let's see, $250 for a B580, and it has 12 gigs of VRAM. $250 for 12 gigs of VRAM.
They say they're positioning it against the 4060, and it's supposed to be competitive all across the board with a few wins in some games. For $250, that's pretty great.
Yeah, and then the B570 with 10 gigs of RAM for $220.
Yeah.
But $30 more for the
No-brainer.
B580. Yeah, get the $30 more
Right?
card.
I mean, this like seriously, it's like if you're looking at Mad Catz controllers, like you didn't care, right? Like, and here they are. Here's the GPU, kind of in the center. Mad Catz was kind of like, I don't know if you remember Mad Catz back in the
I
day.
do.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
It wasn't that,
I think
it
we
wasn't
all
that
had a
great.
Mad
They
Catz
were the
controller,
off-brand.
They were the off-brand, right?
They were the third party, but they weren't the worst third party.
Yeah, and they stuck around, right? They
Yep.
stuck around, and now they're not as bad as they.
They were the controller you gave to your friend that you didn't want over at your house.
Third party.
Or your little brother.
Controller.
Why don't you be second player then? You be second player. It
I don't want to be
sucks.
second player. Second player sucks.
So Intel's first generation of discrete GPUs had issues because mainly of drivers.
Yeah.
AMD and NVIDIA have had a whole lot more time to perfect their drivers.
Yep.
And so Intel had some weird compatibility issues with certain games, especially older games, because Intel just didn't have that history. However, they've made quite a few strides over the last couple of years, and I hope that continues. All that work makes this new GPU launch successful.
Maybe the CEO is like, "This is what I was trying to do. You just need to give me some more time."
Yeah,
No, you're
I'm
not.
very curious though. Once NVIDIA announces their new generation at CES, that's heavily rumored, how these will stack up against that at that point.
We get to see those.
They won't.
You
I
don't
mean,
think
if this
so? They
trades
haven't.
below
They
the
haven't.
4060, that's not going to stand a chance against the 5000 series.
No, it won't. But I mean, price
Price-wise,
per
yeah.
performance.
Yeah,
I'm curious how it's going to stack up.
That's true.
They've also announced XeSS 2, which is their next generation upscaling technology. XeSS was really good compared to the competitors. Not as good as DLSS, of course. That's top tier, but it's much better
Much
than
better.
FSR2.
Yeah.
Better than PSSR at this point, from what I've seen.
Yeah, PSSR, it seems like if the dev takes the time to implement it properly, it's pretty awesome. But it's definitely not a turnkey solution like DLSS is for most things.
XeSS has two different branches. One that goes hand in hand with Intel GPUs specifically, with the machine learning tech on there.
Yep.
But they also have another branch that anyone can enable on any GPU, and it's pretty decent. I find it better than FSR2 when I use it on the Steam Deck or ROG Ally. So it's good technology. Hope Intel gets a foothold here. I've seen rumors that this might be the last generation of GPUs from them. I hope
really
not.
hope not.
I hope not.
They announced their low latency tech as well to try and mitigate the frame gen aspect of the new XeSS2 stuff.
It's just that discrete GPUs are such a niche area still. Like, if you don't need them, you don't care, right? Like most kids playing or whatever, you don't need them, you don't care. But if you want one, you want NVIDIA or AMD.
Well, there's
right?
tens of millions of Steam users, and the most popular GPUs are the more affordable ones.
Yeah,
and
3060.
Right.
And so if this passes the 3060 in performance, which it does, with a lot more VRAM than the 3060, which it has, for $250, it could be a compelling product.
Yep.
I just hope it doesn't have any weird driver issues.
Well, I guarantee there's going to be some, but hopefully they get tackled quickly. Yeah. I really want, and I'm not rooting for Intel because I think they're a good company. They've rested on their laurels for far too long. But I'm rooting for them because I want more competition in the GPU market space. And this is the only other viable option out there. Nobody else is competing with NVIDIA and AMD. Well,
no one's competing.
Nobody's
with NVIDIA.
competing with NVIDIA. Yeah.
Nope.
AMD's getting the table scraps, and Intel right now is getting what's left over in the dog dish.
Dude, they're outside the door.
Yeah.
They're dormant for these guys.
So, but yeah. Well, we'll see. Hopefully it goes well. All right. Let's talk about should we talk about Riot Games? Yeah, let's talk about the Riot Games stuff. So let's you want to talk about Arcane first or their terms of service stuff?
So terms of service first. It's interesting, some streamers, Dr. something or other, what's his name?
Which one? Dr. Disrespect?
Dr. Disrespect.
Who's not on Twitch or YouTube games anymore.
Yep. So these streaming services are tightening up their terms of service, but Riot Games itself is now changing their terms of service so that they don't even want their stuff associated in the background. If you're doing something, if you're saying hate speech, or you're doing something that they don't really define what the bad conduct involves. They do mention hate speech directly, but other than that, it's fairly broad, which I don't know how fair that is if they're the ones determining what bad conduct is.
Which is funny coming from them because they had a history a few years ago, a fairly long history of a pretty toxic workplace.
Yeah, right.
Very bro society.
And maybe this is PR for that to show how they're changing. I don't know, but basically they're now saying that it's they call it off-platform conduct or something like that, and it's basically if their IP is involved at all, background or while you're playing, while you're streaming, your account can be banned and all sorts of stuff. So they're tightening up. I don't know how good that is, because at some point, if you don't strictly define what bad conduct is,
you got to define it.
It starts to trample on free speech, right? Because now you're just whatever you
don't
say,
like.
whatever you don't like, it becomes very biased.
Yep.
So
Free speech in the real sense, or free speech in what the public thinks free speech is?
the second one, the second one,
Okay, all right.
yeah, the one that people
Those are
care
two different
about.
things, Jaron.
Yeah.
The one people, the one that people know, which is the second one. So anyway, that's it. Terms of service. Don't do bad things. Like no more porn videos with Riot Games running in the background, I guess.
with someone else playing the game in the
Yeah.
background.
Yeah, yeah. I guess. I don't know.
Or
Maybe-
vice versa.
or maybe
someone
they'll-
playing the game with other people getting it on in the background.
Or maybe they don't view that as bad conduct. You know,
Maybe-
they
they
did
didn't
not
define
define
it.
that. They didn't
Yeah.
define that. So as long as you're not shouting racial slurs while you do it, then
You might
anyway.
be okay.
you might be fine. Go for it. Actually, send me the link. Anyway,
See what happens, you know.
yeah. Anyway,
All right, so Arcane.
did you guys watch that?
I saw the first season.
We're
I
rewatching,
loved it.
We're rewatching the
cow.
first season right now, and it's
Oh,
so good.
It's
so
fantastic.
I started the first season. I got to episode 3, and then it kind of fell off. And then season 2 came out, and I was like, "Oh yeah!" I just watched through season 1. I'm like halfway through season 2. I have to say, it's probably one of the most amazing game adaptations I've ever watched.
Top tier. It's top
I
three.
didn't even-
maybe number one.
I didn't even play League of Legends.
Yeah, I don't give two
I-
craps
I-
about
no,
League of Legends.
about the game, but this, and they're saying that this game or this adaptation is supposed to break the curse of bad adaptations, and the reason is because they gave this to the studio to do. This has a huge, almost over bloated budget, and people at Netflix are kind of, starting to raise some eyebrows about how expensive this was. This was $250 million budget. But
For an animated series.
Yep. and they let the studio, the game studio, do it. So those are the guys that ran with it instead of bringing in storyboarders and having the production team and making an adaptation. I almost can't even say that this is an adaptation as much as just pulling it into digital movie form.
I think it has the best animation I've ever seen in
fantastic.
a movie
Yep.
or TV show. It's
absolutely
amazing.
phenomenal. This is what everyone wanted Blizzard to start doing,
Yeah.
because for so long they've had such fantastic cutscenes. And then
Yeah.
when like a Warcraft movie was announced and things like that, people were just like, why not just have Blizzard
Do
make
it,
the
yeah.
movie
Yeah.
in-house, because
I
they
feel like it's
already
such a
do such a good
huge-
job.
Yeah, I feel like it's such a huge. You're leaving that on the table. If you already have an art department, you would have complete creative control and stay true to your game and
To your
and
source
story.
material.
Yeah. So, but the second season, I have to say, like it is absolutely amazing. I've just been the music, all the soundstage, the animation. I don't like. This is what I think it's supposed to be. And when argued for the price, the music director, I as I mentioned music, he was like, yeah, fine, like it's $250 million, but you still have to realize that's a fraction of the price you would pay when considering what you would get from they do
Pixar
Toy
and
Story,
Illumination.
Pixar and Illumination. Like those ones are way more expensive than this. For this.
You're talking $200 million budget for a Pixar movie that's 90 minutes to 2 hours. This is like 8
seasons.
hours.
Yeah.
A
Right.
whole season worth. So you break that up into cost per minute, and it's a lot.
I'm
cheaper.
absolutely a fan of this new 8 to 10 episode miniseries type stuff because it feels
like in Wheel
like
of Time. Yeah.
No, dude, I'm not gonna rise to that. You're wrong. I hope your hair falls out. But
Oh, the ultimate
but-
insult to Jaron.
but
Cursed.
Douche.
but yeah, like I'm totally for this because I like to. It's when they do that week to week that really bothers me though, because I want to watch it I want to watch it in 3 hour, 4 hour chunks at a time. Binge it.
To each their own. I like having a break in between every 2 episodes or so. To,
My
to
ADHD
think on it.
my ADHD spins me off. It spins me off, and I don't come back to it. I didn't come back to Arcane for like 6 months until season 2 came out because I forgot about it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Great show. Go check it out. It's on Netflix. Super high quality. I think it's the way. This is the way.
Great voice acting too.
Yep.
All right. Well, speaking of Warcraft, Microsoft, who now owns Activision and Blizzard, has asked GOG to delist Warcraft 1 and 2 from their game sales and platform, which is a bummer because Warcraft 1 and 2 are one of the or a couple of the games that we talked about previously that GOG is doing their
museum archiving.
Archival stuff.
Yeah.
So they're always going to keep it working with whatever the latest operating system is and all that kind of stuff. Make it so that you buy the game once and you can play it forever. GOG Preservation Program was the one that I was thinking of. So it was one of the 100 or so games that they announced a couple of weeks ago. And now Microsoft has stepped in and said, we're selling that game now again, so you guys can't. and
they have to pull it down?
Yeah, that's part of, whether it's just like respect, out of respect, or whether they have like contractual obligations that they can flex.
Right.
It is going down. What did it say here? December 13th, they'll be delisted. So that's like 10 days from now. And you won't be able to buy it on GOG anymore. However, GOG has said for those of you that have bought it, it will continue to be part of the preservation program. And so you'll always be able to download it off GOG. They'll always put the updates and stuff on the copies that were sold.
And you can get a $2 discount right now if you use the code Make Warcraft Live Forever. And I got suckered into buying it. I played both games growing up, and I thought, I got to make sure I have these games. And I realized that Activision is still selling it elsewhere.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Are they like StarCraft? I never played those games.
Yeah, they're StarCraft before StarCraft, but it's medieval.
Yeah. Oh,
medieval orcs.
Yeah, I never played them. StarCraft was my first foray into that role.
There would be no
strategy.
StarCraft if there was no Warcraft.
I've heard that before, but it's kind of like there would be no, four-wheeled car if there wasn't some other broken thing before. Anyway, it's a bad analogy, but yeah, that was a bad analogy.
Very bad.
But like, you get my point though. I don't think I have to explain that as much. Yeah, I think if you use your imagination, squint a lot.
Those darn three-wheeled cars that came
like
before
saying
four-wheeled cars.
like round wheels couldn't come around till there were square wheels before.
Clearly.
Yeah, you guys get it. And most of the people listening are nodding their heads right now.
You can hear them.
I can hear them.
Future. It's only $15 minus 2 if you use that code. So if you want to grab it off GOG, do it in the next 10 days. Get both games for like $13. All right. Let's talk about Black Friday pickups. So any gaming or games, gaming related or games that you guys grabbed during the last week?
I didn't. I did nothing. I did nothing. I wanted to so bad. I almost pulled the trigger and just backed off. I'm too much of a... I don't know. I was like, I'm not going to plan.
Oh, that's never the answer.
I know, because I have enough storage. I know.
So I picked up... I didn't get any gaming, like, hardware. But I did pick up a few games.
You kind of got gaming hardware. You got storage.
Oh, that's true. I did pick up, Jaren and I availed ourselves of a deal at sandisk.com where we both got a 2 terabyte micro SD card for our ROG Ally X's.
As big as my fingernail. 2 terabytes.
2 terabytes in the palm of my hand. The power of the micro SD card in the palm of my hand. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And
how much were those?
We ended up getting them for about $160 a piece.
Oh yeah, that's a steal.
So
deal for the
pretty good. And they're the level 2 UHS or whatever.
Fast.
So yeah, like 240 megabyte read and 160 megabyte write or something like that, right around those numbers. So yeah, I already got mine loaded up and and I'm using it. It's great.
And
Games,
were
though,
were you even close to your storage on your Ally? Or is this
actually,
just
yeah, I only had a 512 gig
Oh.
micro SD card in there, and it was over half full. So,
Can't have that.
nope, can't
No,
have that.
half? No.
Get that
garbage.
out of here.
Get out of here.
Might as
As
well
far-
have nothing left.
As far as games that I picked up this week, I picked up Psychonauts 2 on Steam.
I am so mad that got so cheap because I bought it when it was 20 and I still haven't played
did
it.
you? Yeah. Well, dude, welcome to my world and like
Yeah,
a third of my games.
I know.
Picked up Suicide Squad because it's 95% off on Steam. So you can get the game for like $3.50. And then Jaren reminded me that he had it on Epic Games already, which meant, I probably still have it on Epic Games too then. So I already have it on Epic Games, so I refunded
Classic
that
Jared
one.
move, though. Like buying the game on the same platform.
I know. So I refunded that one, but then I picked up another game called Generation Zero that looked pretty good. I had my eye on for a while. And Sulaco. I picked up Sulaco, which is a really cool GZ Doom standalone game. I think it's like $22, but it's boomer shooter with all kinds of like interactive environment details and things like that. Really neat art style. Highly recommended. Jaren, did you get anything?
All right.
Wait,
Yeah.
Lando. Did you
I
get
got
any-
something.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
do you
picked up
wanna-
Slay the Spire on this
We'll come
Steam
back.
Autumn sale.
Do you want to talk about that first before we go to Jaren? He's got a long list.
Sure,
Hey.
yeah, it's 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 a deck building roguelike game. That seems to be my type of game lately. So
Indeed.
it's been out for a while. You probably know about it. It's a lot of fun. I can't stop playing it. It tickles all the same nerves as Boatro does.
Do you like real life deck building games?
I do.
There you
That's
go.
it. I'm sure James talked about it a lot when he first got it way back when.
I think you did. Yeah.
Yeah,
Talked
Slay the
about it
Spire's
some.
great. If you don't have it by now, I picked up for $8 on Steam.
Is the second one out, or is it coming out?
Maybe it's coming out. I don't know.
Slay the Spire.
Real life Googles.
I thought it was already out. Maybe not. Anyway, Jaren, what do you got, man?
So I picked up Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart on PC. I already had it on PlayStation 5, but I never touched the PlayStation 5. And I
don't
wanted
like
to what?
You don't like it? It burns when you touch it.
It's in an inconvenient place in my house that I'm never at. And so like the PC platform is just so convenient because I have it on
Got that
handhelds, on my laptop, on my desktop. I can stream it to my Apple TV. It's just everywhere, right? So it's just I'm much more liable to play games on PC rather than PlayStation 5. So I picked that up. Got Horizon Forbidden West also on PC.
Oh, classic. Great game.
Been wanting to play that for a long time now. So excited to play that. Also got Sulaco, like Tony.
Yeah.
It feels like oh yeah, and I'm about to buy Horizon Call of the Mountain on PSVR 2. It's on sale right now. Sony's having a 30-year anniversary sale on PlayStation Network. So finally going to use my Sony gift card I've been holding on to for like 4 years, and I'm going to buy it. Yeah, so I'm excited.
Nice. Slay the Spire 2 comes out next year, by the way.
So good. Slay the Spire 1's so good.
There you go. Now,
You
speaking
can have
of
it
the
on your phone. You can have it on your computer. You can have it all the places. It's great.
Speaking of the PlayStation 30-year anniversary, Sony has gone and done something really neat. They went and made it so your PS5 can have any of the different PlayStation boot up sounds and screens.
Oh, it's any of them? I thought it was just the PS
Nope.
original.
You got 1, 2, 3, and 4 available. And I have them. I have them right here. You want to listen to them?
Yes, all of them.
I know you
Yeah,
do.
let's do it.
We'll start recent and go back. We're not going to do a PS5 because that's just the current one. Who cares? Let's start with PS4. Let's start with PS.
Jaren, pause.
Where's my sound? Why isn't it working?
Maybe
What the
Jared
crap?
broke it being the host of the last show.
Jaren, did you break it?
And we should probably get someone who knows something about tech to help you.
Yeah, none of us do apparently.
Yep. Don't look at me.
Site's not muted.
Guess we'll do this next week. Keep us moving,
No.
Tony.
Do another
Nope, he's
one.
into
Try
this
different.
now.
He'll
I'm
edit
about to
this
take
in
the
post.
hosting duties right over.
Hold on.
I'm gonna
He'll
pit I'm gonna pit the Patreon. Then we're gonna be done. That's where we're
No
at, Tony.
way. I was
3,
looking forward to this.
2,
No.
Try
One.
different
I'll just mute you.
All right, it's time to pit the Patreon.
There we go.
Oh, phew.
Oh, this is PS5.
That one's lame.
So what, the PS4 one was someone trolling everybody and just put up the video and not the sound? All right, so that's the PS5 one. Oh, there we go. It was just really slow to start. Remember that one?
This is PS4.
PS4.
I don't remember that one. Weird.
That's the background noise. All right. PlayStation 3, baby. Here we
This is the
go.
last one. This is the last PS I had.
Remember it sounded like a symphony tuning?
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, that one was good. Symphony warming up. Who said you could go, YouTube? Get out of here. PS2 startup.
Oh, that's a good one,
Yeah.
actually. I had that one too.
The PS2 was the one that had... Was it PS2 that had that amazing ad campaign? The PlayStation 9. Was that the PS2 or the PS3? Where it showed the little orb of nanobots opening up and then going in up the guy's nose, and he was living the game basically.
I don't remember that.
PlayStation 9. Transport yours today, or whatever it was. That was cool. I think that was PS2. I can't remember for sure. And of course, the all-time classic, gives you all the nostalgia feels.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's the in-between.
This is also our in-between noise.
Yeah.
I couldn't help myself.
Co-opted it.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to get on, and I'm definitely going with the original PS1.
Oh, it's so good.
Change my PS5 startup noise to that, because gosh dang, that is cool. Well played, Sony. Well played. All right. Well, that is pretty much it for our episode today.
I'm gonna be quick. I'm gonna be quick. I'm gonna be fast. I'm gonna be quick.
We'll see about that.
Super secret Discord, $1. Super secret Discord. In between shows, early access, no ads. Christmas present, $6 or more. Jaren says all the things. Go, Jaren.
It's the best.
I did not say that.
Drink.
Is that really it?
That did it.
He
You guys, every
For a
time I
dollar,
pit the
for a
Patreon,
dollar.
and you know what? It's been
$1.
working. We
Hey,
have. Hold
hang
on.
on now.
Whoa. Never mind. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done.
You guys,
I
we were
want to.
so
I want to
close.
give a special shout out and thank you to our newest Patreons. I know there's been a number of you lately, and I thank you for all your dedication, hard work, and access to the in between. Like, thank you. There you go. Now, Jaren, you can go.
Right. You're
All right.
proving Lando right.
Huge shout out to David Roshinsky, Aaron Faulkner, Connor Keesaw, and the best stickers are made by Pieman Graphics. Thank you. Kirk Lando James, Jason Eatman. Fingers crossed Lambo's internet cuts out.
Bummer.
Ha ha. You know who else is a Patreon? My mom. Beat the 8-year-old, Kyle, Michael Shane, Tony the Home Theater Geek, Travis Johnson, Jeremy, No Name No Color, Keslow, Eric Steinman, Eric Cruz, the in-between rating plus 20. Just when I think you couldn't be any dumber, you go and do something like this and totally redeem yourself. DP, Lambo leaps lovingly while longing for letters from Lang.
I sure do.
Wesley, Adam, Stewart, Lloyd, you can avoid reality, but you cannot avoid the consequences of avoiding reality. And finally, so-and-so. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Patreon
you.
backers.
Indeed.
You are awesome. Okay, well, that brings us to the end of this week's episodes. Join us next week where we'll talk about other video game things. It'll be kind of lean picking, so we're gonna have to figure out something fun to
We're
talk
getting
about.
close. Yeah, we're getting close to
the
our
end of the
best
year.
ofs. We're getting
Yep,
close to
best
our
of stuff.
list seasons coming up.
That's right. But until then, Owen, why don't you take us out?
Hey, we hope you care.